Ladies and gentlemen, Madame Monsieur, hello and welcome to the channel of Green Blue. My name is Oliver and today I'm going to show you the second part of the replay cast WTF versus Morbid Reapers in economy mode on Thüringer Wald. If you haven't seen the first part yet, go over and see it. It's definitely worth it and you will also understand second part a bit better. So what we have right now is WTF on Pact side, who have spent a whole lot of points and therefore have been able to position themselves with a whole lot of a force in Alpha, while our defenses are just totally weakened. In theory, Pact could just walk through Alpha and destroy our command, which would be unfortunate because then Alpha would be theirs. Always keep in mind this is an economy game. Pact has some artillery back here, and the NATO side is infiltrated by Pact infantry units all over the place. And now let's go and see what happens. At the moment it's 1,600 points to 500 points for NATO, because NATO should simply stop spending points after a certain amount of time, simply because we saw that Pact has a lot more units to throw at us, and therefore we can't win this if we spend too much. Right now Pact has also fortified themselves in those buildings over here, and on the hills and in this building over there. That means that our whole initial deployment sector is basically infiltrated and flanked out, and therefore they are able to more or less camp our main reinforcement routes, like this one. Fortunately for me, I sent my VABs to the left, otherwise I would have been destroyed by the Motorschützen. At the moment, points-wise, Pact is severely in the lead, just because at the moment we don't have Alpha, but now it's exactly the same for both sides. So at the moment the one who spends less, which is obviously NATO, has an advantage, and that's very interesting to see, because you can play this mode in two different ways. You either spend a lot and hope to destroy as many opponents' ways as possible, or you don't spend at all and hope to achieve the point limit needed before this happens. This game was actually a 4,500 starting point and 5,500 win points game, so there's 1,000 point difference to make, and as always in economy games, the point limit to reach decreases by 1 point a second after the first 5 minutes of the game. So at the moment there are 4,100 and a few peanuts to reach to win this game. NATO defenses in Juliet have been weakened. Infantry forces up on this hill have been destroyed by a Pact infantry attack. But the Pact artillery is still healthy and standing back there. I think Pact is just preparing for a really big attack on Alpha. At least it looks like that if you look at that ludicrous amount of units in the north of Alpha. On the other hand, NATO has managed to set up a very good defensive position in Hotel. On the other hand, Pact did the same with Charlie. Very important for them because of their artillery. And what's now interesting to see is if Pact will be able to use their large amount of units to actually get some point advantage out of that, because just because you have a lot of units it doesn't mean you actually win economy mode. That's just not the case. What's happening right now is that we are trying to push them out of our initial deployment zone, which has succeeded over here. We now have some Legion FAMAS in the forest and in the wood. We still haven't seen those Motorschützen, as you can see. And right now it's all very static. No one really wants to attack. I mean, NATO didn't ever plan to attack, but Pact should attack now because they are behind by 1,500 points, and now there's a really big infantry attack coming towards our left flank, right at our command, which is only very badly protected by a 20 Legion from us, which will never ever be enough to stop that kind of infantry rush. Pings somewhere. Yeah, there. Back to the real action. We still didn't see this attack. I could just stay in NATO's view for now and tell you when we saw that. We just didn't have any weakening on our flanks. One of our big, really big mistakes. One you should never ever make in Wargame. Always keep your flanks watched. At the same time, there is some sailors incoming on the right side to distract us, and we still don't see their forces just now. They're already entering the forest, and now we see them, and now it's absolutely too late. Because now they're actually standing right next to our command, and there it goes. 2-point sector is gone. That means that Pact now has the advantage points-wise. For some reason this VAPPC is also standing outside of Gulf. Don't really know why. So right now Pact is starting to take our Suez down, which is very bad for us, because we desperately need the points. It's now 2,100 out of 3,800 for NATO. We absolutely stopped spending anything at all, because that was the only way we could possibly win this. And while Pact is still spending, they now have 600 out of 3,800 points, so that means that the NATO side actually has 1,600 points more than Pact side. About 1,400, sorry. Malka's back there, very artillery heavy gameplay as always by WTF from the last time. Not so much infantry spammy anymore as they used to be. Still, absolutely no defense for this command here in Alpha by NATO. Pact could just gather all their units and just rush across Alpha. There would be absolutely nothing to stop them, and I still don't know why they didn't do this earlier, because this could win them the game, basically. But now it seems like they're pushing their T-80s forward. That's at least something. Still some very static gameplay on the right side of the artillery and camping AGM units as always once the game is in the mid-game. Sailors are routing right now, which is not of any matter anyways, because they destroyed the command. Now calling in a bit of reinforcement just to get Juliet secured, which is very important for our mission, because without Juliet we basically lose this. This is one of our two 4-point sectors, so it's very important to keep Juliet alive. The defense in Juliet are also pretty good at the moment. Some anti-air, some Bradley CF3s, ATGM Milans, something to distract them in this forest, some Legion from us up here. So at the moment I don't see any real danger. What's the real danger is this little slow-paced attack, which is now coming towards Alpha and is now taking the wood up here, which is not heavily defended anyways. I really don't know why Pact didn't launch this attack earlier. It's still a miracle to me, because there is simply nothing which was in there. I guess it was just bad recon. Now we stumble across this infantry unit over here, which is just being wiped by Legion from Mars and Chasseur from Mars. And therefore we are at least clearing this building, but Pact is still very present in India. Now Pact is advancing towards the command in Alpha, and we decided to just leave the command in Alpha as long as possible, because the loss of a command is doesn't really matter that much in economy game mode. It does now in destruction, and I'll be right back in a second. So here I am. I just turned the in-game volume down a bit. because there have been complaints about that, and it's also loud for me. I hope it's enough. There's no way to actually try out if the in-game volume is too loud or too silent. You can never know. It's just poor guesswork. So I'm sorry if that is too loud, but I like the ambient sound, so I hope you do as well. So our CV has now retreated out of alpha, which is a very important thing to do, because we simply couldn't hold this. Now alpha is in the control of Pact, putting them at a huge advantage points wise, but right now this is the run for the most points, because NATO has 2,200 out of 3,500 points, 3,300 out of 3,500 points, and Pact has 1,200 out of 3,500 points, still spending money. So the question is, can Pact actually make up for this large disadvantage they have at the moment? I think they're just spending too much at the moment. Because 1,000 points is a lot, even if you have the economical advantage. 6 points is a lot, but not that much. NATO still has a lot of zones. And yeah, Pact is still spending, they're now down to 900 points, and at this point I think was a big mistake, because you can't spend that much. You simply can't, even if you have alpha. It's now 1,000 points to go for NATO, which are now spending absolutely nothing. This command survived with 2 health points left. I was very lucky. They're now launching some, well, alibi attacks on Juliet. Nothing really serious. Just some infantry. Seeing if you have any defenses there. Hotel is still in tight hold of NATO. Charlie is in very tight hold of Pact. The defense in Juliet are weakened, but they are still up and they are still running. Same goes for Gulf, where the command is a little bit exposed, but that shouldn't matter too much unless they are moving in the BMP 685s right now. Then we're, well, fucked. On the other hand, well, I don't know. It's very interesting. The two ways you can play economy are very interesting, but I think you just can't overspend. Overspending is always a very, very bad idea, even if you have the economical advantage. We now have only 600 points to go, and I doubt that they will be able to make 2,000 points faster than we can make 600 points. In economy mode, you really have to find the right balance between spending and saving your money. That's what's making it so interesting. The only thing that I have to criticize about economy game mode is that there is a very easy way to win. You just don't spend anything in your initial deployment phase. Sell all your FOBs, which basically means, let's say, 4 players per team, 6,000 points, which is a very common setting. Then if you don't spend anything and sell all your FOBs, you have 6,400 points from the beginning on. So it only takes a few minutes to actually win the game. Probably without any battle. You just have to take the closest sectors to your own starting sector and the starting sector itself for a few minutes. And probably put up 1 or 2 air defense things. That's a very cheap way to win in economy game mode. So I suggest that the teams are forced to spend at least 1,000 points in their initial deployment phase. Would not keep more than 3,000 points not keep more than 50% of the points in reserve in their initial deployment phase. If you're not doing this, the game will just automatically buy some shit unit. I don't know. Unarmed CVs. I don't know. Something like that. I know this is a very strange suggestion, but I think it's needed, because the way it is now, you can very easily win without spending anything and without a single battle going on. And that's definitely not what the game is designed for. I think you all agree with me on that thing. Now Pact is advancing into the base of NATO from all sides. They are now keeping the heavy pressure on, and they are able to take our FOB and push us back. But now the game ends. This is exactly what I meant. Pact just overspent and therefore lost. Morbid Reaper's team had 3,100 points. The WTF team had 1,600 points. So yeah, I think they should fix it. I wouldn't call it a fix, but they should at least adapt the economy game mode in order to prevent cheating. Yeah, I would call it cheating, because it's not how the game is designed to be played. So I really hope they fix that. And so that's it for this very, very short cast. I'm sorry for that. I will put up another video very soon. Due to this very short video I'm putting up now, but there will be another one soon, I hope, if I can find the time. I'm just very short on time, so that is why you only see like 2 or maybe 3 videos of mine in the week. I hope you're okay with that, and I hope you enjoyed that game. I think it was a very interesting example of the 2 different ways you can play economy game mode. And the most important thing, always keep the balance between saves and spendings in this game mode. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your comments, rate, and of course subscribe. See you on the next one. You're in a clue.